Greetings Wargamers, and thanks for stopping by again. I'm just taking a little break from building the 360 Wargaming studio / summer house. There'll be videos coming on that in the next couple of weeks. We'll start with a part 1 of actually building the studio, and then we'll see how we furnish inside. But I'm just taking a break, as I've said, having a bit of a drink and a cool down because the weather's absolutely glorious here today. And the postman was very kind today and brought me this to review. Now, I haven't done a review video for a while, but Tabletop Workshop were very nice and sent me this to have a look at. I haven't played fantasy or any sort of medieval games since 5th edition of Warhammer Fantasy, but this will give me a reason to paint up some of the Age of Sigmar models I've got. So let's have a look. Now, they did send me the Square Fortified Tower and the tower connectors, which let you clip the wall to it and extend it. So let's get this open and have a look at what's included. So what have we got? We have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sprues of plastic. And that is 2 for the roof, for the top, for the balustrades, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, another 4, which will give us, they're all the same, they're the same, so that will give us 3 floors, 2 floors, with the connectors it will give us 3 floors. So let's have a look at the quality of this. This is injection molded plastic. It looks like it's possibly 3D printed originally and then a cast taken from that. But yeah, they don't look too bad quality. It's nice, sturdy and durable. Let's have a look at this. So these are the extra walls that you get. So 2 for each floor, 1 with a connector and 1 with a door, which, like I said, will let me expand it. Along with the instructions, get them out of the packaging. So that's how the connectors go on, and these are the build instructions for it. So yeah, so we get each one of these builds 2 sides, and then each one of these, which is 1, 2 side walls and an end wall. Actually, I think this is one tall wall and 2 short ones. I think that's what that makes, which would then line up with these, which is your tall wall and your 2 short ones. Yeah, so that would make sense. And it does look like it's nice, strong and durable. Right, on a sprue like we see with most of the other wargaming things that we've got, and it does look durable. And the dimensions for this, from what I've seen, when fully built, are 10 centimeters square, so each side is 10 centimeters, and then the overall height is 20 centimeters. So you put it together with the side panels, you can make a 33 centimeter square castle from what you would get, and that would be 4 of these, 3 normal walls and a gatehouse or gate wall would make a 12-inch square castle. So the question is, how does that compare to the other brands out there? And I've had a quick look this morning, and Games Workshop don't do anything like this anymore. They used to do the Mighty Fortress, and that was, I believe, vacuum formed plastic rather than injection molded. And whilst you can't get that now, you can pick it up on eBay for around £130. Whereas the equivalent version of this, with the side panels, the gates, etc., would stand you at £148, I believe it was. I'll put the image of the basket up that I put that together with, and you'll see what you get in there for that price. The only thing that Games Workshop do that's very similar at the moment is it is an Empire one. Now let me just throw a screenshot up so that I can tell you exactly what that piece is. It is the Games Workshop's Watchtower of the Empire. It should be up on your screen now. And that, whilst it does have quite a lot more detail to it than this kit does, it's more than double the price, coming in at £44 as opposed to £18 for this, and that is just for the tower and what appears to be a gatehouse. I've had a look around, see if anyone does anything similar, and the ones that I can find, I can't find anything similar full set in plastic. Sarissa do this castle keep, the goal keep, which is very similar dimensions. It's MDF. It is pre-painted from Sarissa. A lot of their things now do come pre-painted for you, but again, this is nearly £10 more than the plastic kit and doesn't have a great deal more detail on it than what this does. It does have a few buttresses and things, but there's no reason you can't dip into your bits box and make them yourself. In terms of a full set, Sarissa doesn't do, or at least I couldn't find on Sarissa's website, the side walls to go with the keep. TT Combat do this castle set in laser cut MDF, and it is considerably cheaper and does appear to be larger. However, again, MDF doesn't have the level of detail that a plastic model can be given. There are laser cut details in it, but once you start painting them, you're going to lose some of that depth on it. So this is the set from TT Combat on your screen now. It's their castle set, and it's a little under half the price. It's around a third of the cost of buying this kit in plastic. But again, it doesn't have the detail. If you look at the walls for this kit, they have an upper section that you can put your archers on, but they also have detailed walkways underneath that for your troops to move along. So I think all in all, it's a pretty decent kit. The £20 that you will pay for it, just for this one, and even for the full set, you don't even need to make a square castle. You can make for the end of your board, you can make a castle and have your Bretonnian Knights or your Empire Knights coming out, or if you play Old World, if you play Age of Sigmar instead of Old World, then you can have your armies of Sigmar and your I don't play Sigmar, the marine equivalent of them, have them defending this castle. So let's go away, we'll get it built, and then we'll have a look how it looks once the full thing is completed. So there are it, guys. That's the tower built. It took me about 40 minutes to build, so it's not a great deal of time at all. The floors each pop off to give you an internal playing area should you wish to do so. And what I did find is if I built this slightly differently with the components that I've actually got enough left to make another layer with it between the tower and the connector. If I'd thought about it in advance and realised what I'd got, I could have built another layer and added a corner section without a door or connectors onto it to add to the top, but I'd already built the top by the time I got to that. So it's nice and easy. Can make it taller, can make it smaller, gives you a lot of variability for gaming purposes. And like I said, you can just pop them off and play inside should you wish to do so, and it's nice and easy to do. So with that in mind, I would say it is a very decent kit, and just with the extra section, like I said, with the connectors, you can add an extra layer to it. The one thing I would say is there's a lot of space left on these sprues. I would have liked to have seen some additional features, maybe some windowed walls, maybe some torches that can be added, some braziers, some little greeblies to add that extra detail to it. But all in all, it's a pretty decent kit. It's gone together well. It was, like I said, it took me about 40 minutes to do, and that includes clipping it off the sprue and cleaning it up. There's not much cleanup to do because it's one side moulded, so that the mould lines are actually down the gap here, so you don't really need to worry about cleaning that up. You can just scrape off the sprue mounting points and you're done. So, like I said, all in all, it's a nice kit. I like it. Are there cheaper kits out there? Not in plastic. There are cheaper MDF kits. And there may be cheaper plastic kits if you search for them, maybe some 3D printed ones. But with the MDF kits, you're not going to get the same amount of detail, and they're going to take you a lot longer to build. I don't think I could build an MDF kit in 40 minutes, not like this, unless it was a single piece. You're not going to get a multi-layer kit that can go together in 40 minutes. You've got to wait for PVA glue to dry. And even then, like I've said, you're going to lose. You're not going to get this level of detail on it. You're just going to get flat walls that you have to add your own details to. So, if you have watched this far, thank you for joining us.